Digital marketing has quickly become one of the fastest growing and most in-demand careers available today. With the ability to work on fun and exciting projects, work with amazing companies, and live the laptop lifestyle working from anywhere in the world, it's easy to see what makes the digital marketing industry so appealing. So in this episode, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know so you can start and succeed with a career in digital marketing. Let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart, marketing strategist, and welcome to the channel, the #1 place to learn proven marketing strategies. So if you're new here, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you never miss a future episode. Becoming a digital marketer, getting involved in the digital marketing industry has easily been one of the best decisions of my entire life, and has proven to be one of the most fun and most rewarding careers I could have ever hoped to have. And that's saying a lot, because my last career was flying business jets for a living. And I like this more. Digital marketing has enabled me to live where I want, to work on fun and exciting projects with the people that I really enjoy spending time with, and also to make more money than I ever thought possible. I first got started in digital marketing over 10 years ago, and in an industry that seems to change almost every single day, it's safe to say I've seen a lot. I've seen what works. Oh, that worked great. I've seen what doesn't. Oh, that didn't work at all. And I've seen everything in between. Might have worked. So this right here is the episode that I wish I had years ago when I was first getting started in digital marketing that would have saved me a ton of time, a ton of energy, and a ton of money in the process. And that's what I want for you. Not the wasting all the time, money, and energy part, but the shortcut to success, what it truly takes to get started, and how to succeed in the digital marketing industry. So let's get started with the #1 question I get about digital marketing, which is, do you need a marketing degree? And the answer to that one is, drumroll please, no, you don't. And I feel I'm uniquely qualified to say this because I actually do have a marketing degree. And while it was somewhat useful, it was mostly from kind of the generic business courses I took in the very first year of the degree that taught me things about economics and finance and accounting and sort of all the other business principles, but less so the marketing stuff. Most of that came from self-study. It came from listening to audiobooks on my way to class. It came from reading blogs and marketing articles in between classes. And it came from watching marketing videos after class. It's not that formal education or post-secondary or university or anything like that, it's not like they don't have a place. It's just that you've got to take a very calculated decision to decide if it's worth 4 years of your life, as well as the hundreds of thousands of dollars that it's going to cost you both in tuition, as well as an opportunity cost that you could have spent while earning. Now, for some people, it is absolutely the right decision. If you're the kind of person that needs a formal place, you need to sit down in class, and you need kind of that student-teacher interaction in order to learn something, you're going to be okay. But for most people, it's simply not necessary. In fact, I distinctly remember on one of my first days of a new class with a new professor going to class and filling out one of those forms about what are you expecting to get from the class and what would you like to learn and things like that. And I remember putting, I'd like to learn digital marketing. And when the professor read it out, he read, me too. And that's when I knew I was in the wrong place. The takeaway point here is that it's not the degree per se that you really need, but rather it's the knowledge, it's the understanding, and it's the experience. So let's talk about that next. The best way, by far, to learn digital marketing is to practice digital marketing. Whether your goal is to apply for a job and to work as a digital marketer for another company, or whether you want to take your knowledge and take your experience to start your own digital marketing agency or consulting, or really just support your existing business, you're going to need to know what you're doing. In fact, this is a bit of a pet peeve of mine when it comes to the digital marketing industry. There's too many people who take a real quick course or read one book and then claim to call themselves digital marketers. And this simply isn't the case. If you really want to succeed, if you really want to thrive and become a top-level digital marketer, you're going to need to study, you're going to need to learn, and you're going to need to take all of that knowledge and actually apply it to get results. This is why the best thing you can do, by far, period, is simply start digital marketing. This means signing up for an Instagram account and trying to grow your followers and trying to create content for it. It means creating YouTube videos and learning about recording and editing and optimizing them for SEO, search engine optimization. It means building a website and learning things like design and development, and also maybe how to rank that website for a few kind of longer tail keywords. And it means learning any and every other thing that is even remotely interesting to you in the field of digital marketing. When I first got started 10 years ago, I started because I was somewhat interested in building websites, so built a website. I then realized that the website that I just built was the ugliest thing ever, so I needed to learn design. Once I got my website looking all nice and pretty, I realized that nobody could find it, so I needed to learn SEO, search engine optimization. Once I started to get a few clicks to the website, I realized I wanted more. So I started to learn about social media. Once I realized that the social media networks and the algorithms really controlled who saw my content and who didn't, well, I realized I wanted to build my own audience. So I started to learn about email marketing. And on and on and on it went. Every time I'd learn something new, I'd get curious about something new and I'd go down that rabbit hole. And then I started learning about something new and I'd get curious over there. So I'd start to learn about that. And over time, by diligently studying and learning and applying what I'd learned, well, day after day, week after week, month after month, quickly became an expert. And this is why the best way to sort of get involved with digital marketing and find out which area you want to practice in and which area you want to develop expertise in, well, you're going to need to taste a lot of different dishes. You're going to need to try SEO and content and design and maybe development until you find the right one for you. And this leads me perfectly to my next point, which is to succeed today, you need to become a T-shaped marketer. A T-shaped marketer is someone with a broad or general understanding across a bunch of different topics, but then a very specific and very focused knowledge on a very few things. Here's the deal. Digital marketing is made up of a ton of different subcategories. These are things like content and SEO and PR, public relations. Also email and design and development, not to mention advertising and social media and branding and video and a ton more. I've spent my entire career studying these things every single day, and I'd still only consider calling myself an expert on just a handful of them. After all, there's a lot of things here. For example, I have almost no idea how to code beyond some basic HTML, but that's okay, because I don't need to. First off, I'm just not that interested in coding. I'm also not very good at it. But second, at least personally, I find it way more fun and way more profitable to focus on things like marketing strategy and content. So where should you start? Well, here's my recommendation. The best place to start learning and honing your skills as a digital marketer isn't on any specific tactics like developing Instagram stories or building a website and SEO optimizing it. But rather, the first place you want to start is on understanding and really developing a core knowledge of key foundational marketing basics, those core marketing principles that are just as relevant today as they were 10 and 20 and 100 years ago. And more importantly, that are just as relevant today as they will be in 10 or 20 or 100 years from now. The best place to start learning and honing your skills as a digital marketer isn't on tactics like Instagram stories or SEO optimizing a website or even a video, but rather on learning and understanding key marketing basics. This is why the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here on Introduction to Marketing. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the episode. All right, let's talk marketing. Something I love to do. As I fell in love with marketing years ago when I first got interested in figuring out why people buy and act the way they do, and later how to influence and persuade, essentially affect human behavior.